Hey there everybody, welcome back for another League of Extraordinary Trainers video. So this time we are in the semifinals for Season 9 in the Ultra Ball Conference, and we are up against the Jersey Blue Kinglers. This was the last team that we fought during the weekly battles. So we've only had effectively 1 week in between me and my last battle with them. So my opponent has decided to swap out their Comfy, their Comfy and War Turtle and Shuckle, and replace them with Klefki, Glaceon, and Wheezing, it looks like. So they've at least made some changes to their team since I won the battle against them earlier, which makes sense. It looks like I decided to bring Xurkitree, Vileplume, Flareon, Cryogonal, Claydol, and Swoobat. Part of me is glad because I don't have to deal with a Comfy. I hate Comfy because it seems like no matter what Comfy I'm fighting, most of the time it's a Calm Mind setup one. I can't beat it. I did design this team to beat said Comfy just because I have no good option against it aside from sending Vileplume in just to try and tank whatever moves it's got. But Comfy can also run stored power if it wants to swap out either Draining Kiss or usually it's Giga Drain. And that would destroy Vileplume. So again, I have no good way of dealing with Comfy. Glad it's gone. No War Turtle for Rapid Spin, however. Hitmonchan can learn Rapid Spin. I don't know how often it carries it though, or if our opponent has decided to carry it at all. We've also got Wheezing with Defog this time too. Well, possibly Defog. So anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and see how this battle plays out. I do know that I find Klefki one of the most annoying fairies ever, but I can say that about a lot of the fairies. But Klefki has a lot of screens, which is things that I don't like dealing with. And it looks like I didn't pack anything to actually get rid of those screens, either with Brick Break or Defog. So, because I'm not carrying Defog on Cryogonal, I think that is a tutor move from Gen 4 or something, so I can't. Because I don't gen my Pokemon, so I have to deal with whatever I breed, and I haven't bred a Cryogonal except in this generation. So we're going with that. Anyways, no ground type on his team, and last time he did not pack Lightning Rod Raichu, so me going Xurkitree in first. If he still didn't have a Lightning Rod Raichu, means I get a free Volt Switch out of whatever it is. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. He's packing a Flygon, his main offensive threats. Of course it's ground type. Ignore everything I just said. I don't get a free Volt Switch. Though, starting with Xurkitree, I can make it seem like that. And I think that's actually what happens. Alright, so my opponent decided to start off with Glaceon, who Xurkitree can probably handle, especially Choice Specs, one-on-one, because I'll outspeed it unless they decided to go full speed investment. And you can see here that I very much did actually do Volt Switch here. Too early in the game to kind of predict what I'll do on the field immediately, and I think that's what was going through my opponent. I think that's what's going through my opponent's head as well. At least that's what I hope. I do remember how this battle turns out, and I do remember a few key moments to it. Like right now. Yeah, and all this time my opponent is taking is probably them debating between dropping in Flygon to take a potential Volt Switch, or not risking it for a Dazzling Gleam, because he knows I've packed Dazzling Gleam on here before. I think that's how I KO'd his Flygon last time. No, it's not, but I have shown that I have it. Alright, unfortunately for Glaceon, I've got a Flareon. and Glaceon doesn't have that much coverage to deal with said Flareon. Especially the bulky variant that has grown to be my favorite version of Flareon. I mean, for most people, they're probably familiar with a very offensive, guts-using variant of Flareon. The one that's been saving my butts this entire season has actually been a special defense version of this, carrying a variety of attacking moves, but always the same core of Wish, Curse, and Yawn. Curse to set up, or at least make it so that I can tank. Oh, we got Sparkles. And unless they decided to name all their Flygon Sparkles, this same Flygon was wearing a Choice Scarf last time we fought it. But now that we've given it Yawn, he has to make a choice. Does he stay in for potential Earthquake on Flareon, which I can swap out of, which I'm going to, or is he just going to U-turn out of it to avoid the sleep? So, I mean, it was pretty obvious Glaceon was going to swap out. It doesn't want to stay in against a Flareon that it deals no damage to. Alright, so predicting the U-turn, we swapped to Vileplume to hopefully get Effect Spore to go off. It didn't. That's going to be a theme here for this entire battle. I think Vileplume's Effect Spore only went off once, and there was a crap ton of those moves. Alright, Glaceon's back out. However, Glaceon is probably very capable of dealing with Vileplume. So, either it tries to KO Vileplume or it tries to heal. Unfortunately, I have to give it the chance to heal because I do not want to risk Vileplume right now. Vileplume is one of my best ways of dealing with Hitmonchan. And also Raichu. So, alright, we decided to take out Vileplume and actually put in Cryogonal. That is a very weird choice. I'm not sure why I decided to do Cryogonal. Maybe because not to overextend Flareon, maybe because Flareon would be useful later too. But if they're running Wish, most people would run Protect with Wish. So, kind of expecting that. I think I'm possibly swapping to Circuitry is how that is. And in fact, that's what we do. And there's the Protect from this thing. It gains its health back, but now we have a very, very potential threat coming off of Circuitry. However, we're in the situation of, we've already been here. He knows what I'm going to try and do. At least that's what he thinks. So we call him on swapping that thing in. And we hit Dazzling Gleam. And we managed to KO it with it. This is huge. Not only does this give Circuitry free reign on the rest of the team, if it's the same Raichu, as since the Flygon seems to be the same. That means that our electric moves can actually hit the Raichu. And this is the same name they used for Hitmonchan as well. And last time, we actually outsped the Hitmonchan earlier. We've got a +1 boost to our special attack stat. We're already on a super effective move. Have at it. And we're on choice specs as well. So, even if that thing had an Assault Vest, which is what my guess is, it wasn't living that. It does not have enough HP for that. So right then and there, we knocked out 2 of his Pokemon. Alright, but now comes in Weezing. I may be at +2 with choice specs, but Weezing still resists a non-stab move. It is still not great to try and power through that Weezing, in my opinion. When we can simply swap out, switch to an electric move, that's stab, and I have no consequence of using. So in we go with Vileplume, who, while can't really hurt Wheezing too much, it is able to tank its attacks. And we can get rid of what is probably Black Sludge. Or we can possibly feint to a Flamethrower. Yep, there's the Flamethrower. That's alright. Vileplume has more than served its main purpose of just trying to spread status around. Alright, so we can bring in Swoobat, who can pretty easily beat the Wheezing. And we switched back to the Nasty Plot version of it. Our last battle, we brought one specifically for that team. This is more of my general one. Nasty Plot, Stored Power, Coverage Move, and possibly another Coverage Move, or possibly Roost. I saw that we had Heat Wave on this one. Now it's probably for the Klefki and Glaceon. Though, as I've already calculated, this Stored Power probably actually hurts the Glaceon more than Heat Wave would. And now my offensive pressure is actually just going to be forcing him straight to the wall here. Because he only has one thing that could possibly outspeed the Swoobat. Ooh, and we're carrying Shadow Ball. Yeah, he brought the Weezing as an offensive coverage Pokemon. Interesting. But ultimately, it does not help it. Ooh, Endeavor, that's right. We brought Endeavor in case we wanted to get one of his Pokemon within priority range for Cryogonal. And since Swoobat is faster than most of his other Pokemon, and then something like Klefki, who I would normally have a hard time KOing, Endeavor will come in and we can do that pretty good. So last time that we had this Raichu out, it was Focus Sash, and we got a very lucky burn off of it. That KO'd it that same turn. My poor Flareon remembers that well. Sadly, we do not have a lucky burn chance on that. And the Raichu is able to KO Swoobat. But Swoobat has done its main job. It got rid of one of the defensive bulkheads that my opponent has. And has pretty much cleared the way for Circuitry to finish this. Because that Raichu is in no condition to fight it. So unless that Raichu was Lightning Rod, Circuitry can easily beat it. And then we've also got Cryogonal, who will outspeed everything thanks to its Choice Scarf. And at this point, there's no real reason to try and keep Raichu alive. He's just got to kind of settle down with his Klefki, which I honestly have no idea what it was. And the Glaceon, who is pretty much going to be broken by Circuitry. But I mean, I can say that about all of his Pokemon. And now I don't have to worry about Lightning Rod Raichu. So now Circuitry just comes in and pretty much cleans up. At least that's how it should be. I don't remember how I finished this. But yep, here comes Glaceon again. Who can wish off of it because I can't hit it with anything. I put all of Cryogonal's attack as Ice-type moves. Mostly because Cryogonal doesn't have that much coverage to begin with. And it was there to check the Flygon, which is KO'd pretty quickly in this battle. And my opponent actually packed Water Pulse on Glaceon to check my Flareon, which was a nice touch. It's just too bad that this was not my offensive Flareon. Otherwise, that Water Pulse would have been a real problem. But now I just go ahead and can KO it with Flare Blitz. I take the Water Pulse to the face, but I'll be just fine with that. My only concern with Water Pulse is the chance for confusion, and given how unlucky I usually am, I would get confusion, and then I would hit myself. That's how I normally expect anytime I see something like Water Pulse to come out. Nope. And Flareon barely lived that Flare Blitz, but it did take out Glaceon, so now all he has left is his Clef Key. I have no idea what the Clef Key does. However, I know a few things about Clef Key. It does not have natural healing. It can't use Recover or anything like that. And its offenses are not great. So most of the time what they do is they're a trickster. They're set up screens. This one seems to be offensive. I unfortunately don't get the chance to really figure that out. So all we have left is just to destroy it with circuitry. And if this thing's packing light screen, I mean, yeah, that'll help it survive a bit. But it won't keep it alive forever. Even through light screen, I'm sure this probably does at least a third of its health, which it cannot heal back with something like Draining Kiss. So it would have to be able to KO circuitry in return. But it doesn't, and that's the end of that. Alright, so with that, our victory over the Jersey Blue Kinglers, we actually make it to the finals for these for the LET playoffs. So really awesome. This is... I can't remember if this is my first time or my second time making it to the playoff finals. I did really well the first season I joined LET, and it was brought to my attention that I actually did significantly well last season. Last season, though, I do distinctly remember losing the semifinals to, and that was a monotype game, and I was dark, and I still lost to Psychic. No, my opponent played that one well. But anyways, that being said, we can look forward to an absolutely amazing battle to finish this off, because if it's not, that would be another disappointment to a playoffs final match. But sometimes those things happen. Sometimes somebody brings just the right thing they need for their opponent. But anyways, we'll catch you guys later with that video. And actually, who was it that I was fighting? I already know at this point who I was fighting then, just not offhand. Okay, let's see here. The Death Valley Chandelures, that is who I was fighting next. So, we actually beat them earlier. We'll have to see if we can repeat that. Anyways, I will catch you all next time on the next video of that one.